Hey guys, it's Aman
and Christina
from Our Rich Journey. Today we are talking about HSAs, and in particular we are taking you into our HSA to show you how we're using it to invest for financial independence. Now most people don't know about HSAs. It's kind of a secret when it comes to using them for financial independence. But if you are in the FIRE community, if you are pursuing early retirement, you know the value of the HSA. And so on today's video, we are going to share with you our HSA. We're going to take you into our account and we're going to show you how we're investing in it.
So like Aman said, in today's video, we are going to be talking about HSAs, and we are really going to focus on our HSA account, because if you're new to this channel, then you don't know that we have reached financial independence and we retired early and we are now living in Portugal. And part of reaching financial independence had to do with our HSA account. It was a huge benefit in helping us reach financial independence, so we want to share that with you so that you can do the same.
Now this conversation about an HSA may be confusing up front, but you have to wait for it because there is a hack at the end. You see, when most people think of HSA, they're thinking about it as a health savings account. But when the FIRE community talks about it, they're using it as a retirement account. They're actually investing their HSA money into a brokerage account, and they're using that money to fund their retirement. So please stick around to the end of this video because we're going to show you the hack that is used by people in the FIRE community.
So let's start off with a quick definition of what an HSA is. A health savings account, or an HSA, is like a personal savings account that you can use to invest, but it can only be used for qualified healthcare expenses. HSA accounts offer a triple tax benefit that is unheard of in other accounts. All contributions to HSAs are pre-taxed. All the money inside your HSA grows tax-free, and withdrawals are tax-free for qualified medical expenses. And this is the best part. At age 65, your HSA starts beginning to work just like a traditional IRA, meaning that all the money that you have in your HSA that hasn't been spent on medical qualified expenses, you can spend all of that money on any other type of expenses. So this is what is so amazing about an HSA. You put pre-tax contributions into your HSA, and then you allow it to grow tax-free. And then the best part about this is that you can pull that money out for qualified medical expenses and not pay any taxes on it when you pull it out. So now that we've defined what an HSA is, let's talk about being eligible for an HSA. So to be eligible for an HSA, you need to be enrolled in a high deductible health plan. So what is that exactly? A high deductible health plan is a plan that has a higher deductible than a traditional insurance plan. With a high deductible plan, the monthly premium is usually lower, but you end up paying more of a deductible before your insurance company begins to pay.
So also keep in mind that there is a max out-of-pocket for the deductibles. So don't let the term high deductible scare you. It doesn't mean that you're going to be paying more. You have to go back to your insurance plan and see what your insurance covers.
So we were able to invest in an HSA because we were enrolled in a high deductible health plan. For our family of 4, our monthly premiums were $300 a month. And we also paid a higher deductible, which for our family of 4 was $3,000 a calendar year. So even though we had a $3,000 annual deductible each year, we had this great thing known as a premium pass-through contribution, where our insurance company actually contributes $1,800 per calendar year to our HSA account also.
So this is actually amazing. The premium pass-through is free money that the insurance company is depositing into your HSA account.
The premium pass-through contributions can vary depending on your insurance company and the plan that you're enrolled in. So you just want to check that out to see how much your insurance company would be contributing. So one more note about HSAs. HSAs and the money that you put into your HSA is your money. The money that's put in through a premium pass-through contribution is also your money. A lot of times an HSA gets confused with a flexible spending account. With a flexible spending account, you have to use that money by the end of the year. But with an HSA, if you don't use the money by the end of the year, it rolls over to the next year and the next year and the next year. And that's what we're talking about. You get compound interest with an HSA, and that money stays in your account forever until you decide to spend it.
So now that we've defined HSAs and we've talked about all the in and outs of HSAs, let's talk about how we are using our HSA for our FIRE journey. Now, most people use HSAs as savings accounts. They put money into the HSA account, they let it sit there in a savings account, and then they use it for medical expenses when that time comes around. But what we've done with the HSA is the money that is contributed to our HSA account, we connect that account to a brokerage account, and we take that HSA money and we invest it into the stock market. Now, most people typically don't do this. And I say most people because I surveyed the people that were in my office and I said, first of all, do you have an HSA account? Most of them did not have an account. And I said, are you investing your HSA money into a brokerage account? And they looked at me like deer in headlights. They had no idea they could even do that.
So Aman's personal study is very aligned with actual real studies that have been conducted. Studies show that only 25% of people that are eligible for HSAs actually use HSAs. And of those people that use HSAs, only 15% of those people are using them as investment accounts.
So these statistics are astronomically low because of the people that are eligible, there are so many people that are missing out on this opportunity to grow their wealth in an HSA. You see, financial advisors, your HRO people, they're not talking about HSAs. They're talking about 401ks. That's all they're throwing at you. Maybe they're telling you to also invest in an IRA or a Roth IRA, but they are not talking about the HSA. And this is why we wanted to do this video, because if you are achieving financial independence, you have to know about the HSA and the huge benefits.
So let's get back to our HSA account. So when we were investing in our HSA account, we maxed out the contribution every single year. And like Aman said, we weren't just saving, we were taking our money and investing it. But you can't just walk into any bank and use your HSA account and start investing in it. There are only certain banks and brokerages that can serve as HSA custodians.
Our HSA is with HSA Bank. Like Christina said, we have been maxing this account out ever since we opened an HSA. This is our account right in front of you. As you can see, you can look at our past transactions when we were working, and every single month we were contributing to our HSA. In addition, you can see the premium pass-through that the insurance company was also contributing to our HSA account. Now also keep in mind that these contributions are also reducing our taxable income, another benefit of the HSA.
So like we said, so few people actually utilize an HSA, and of those people, the majority of them are just simply saving the money in their accounts. But we talk about this all the time on our channel. If you want to grow your money, if you want to reach financial independence, you have to invest. And that's the hack that we use with our HSA account. Rather than keeping it into an account and just letting it simply save the money each year, we are using that money, we're transferring it into a brokerage account, and we are investing the entirety of that account.
In fact, if most people just left their money in the HSA savings account, they would be losing money to inflation. But there's also something else they'd be losing money to, the cost of healthcare. Because healthcare costs are going up every single year. And investing that money, that is another way just to keep up with the cost of healthcare.
So let's go back into the specifics of our HSA. So our HSA bank is connected to TD Ameritrade. So we couldn't connect to Vanguard. We always talk about how much we love Vanguard. We couldn't connect to Vanguard, so we connected to TD Ameritrade. So let's go into that account and show you what it looks like. So this is our TD Ameritrade account. For this account, like I said, you can invest in any type of stock investment that you want to invest in. For us, we invested in the iShares Core US REIT ETF. It has a 0.08 expense ratio.
So some of you may be asking, why just invest all of your eggs in this one REIT basket? Well, if you've seen our other videos, you know that we have a Vanguard account and we also have other stock accounts, and those accounts are well diversified. We're investing in total stock markets, we're investing in sector ETFs in those other accounts. But with this HSA account, we wanted to invest in a REIT for two big reasons.
So the first reason is that REIT ETFs kick off incredible dividends. So for this particular REIT, we are collecting 4.86 in dividends. And so that's huge. That's almost 5% in dividends that we're collecting off of this REIT. And in addition to that, we're also getting the appreciation of the REIT.
And the second reason is that we wanted to hold a high dividend ETF in a tax-deferred account like an HSA. You see, it is more tax efficient to have these type of holdings that kick off this type of dividend in a tax-deferred account. And if you're wondering how this REIT has performed, year to date, it has returned over 20%. So this REIT is on fire. It has been a really good investment for us. So let's talk about the question of what we do when we actually get a medical expense. Well, the hack, and this is the part that we were alluding to earlier, is that the money in your HSA is growing tax-free and it is compounding. So if we pay for our medical expenses out of our HSA, we are taking away from that money that could be compounding. So we don't pay our medical expenses with our HSA. We actually just use the money from our normal savings accounts to pay our medical bills. And then we keep that medical bill receipt and we hold on to it.
So this is the other hack to the HSA. Like we said, it is completely different than a flexible spending account because with an HSA, if you save your receipt, you can get reimbursed for that medical expense at any time. So say we have a medical expense for $300 for glasses today, another expense for $200 tomorrow, and another expense for $200 the next day. Maybe we're having a lot of medical expenses, but that's $700, right? So we don't take from our HSA account, and maybe 15 years down the line, we have these 3 receipts totaling $700. We allow our HSA account to grow, and 15 years down the line, we pull out that reimbursement for our $700 by submitting those receipts that we received today, tomorrow, and the next day.
Now, on the other hand, let's say we would have taken that $700 out today. That is $700 that would not have had the opportunity to compound for the next 15 years. That is the point that we're trying to make with these HSAs. You see, HSAs, the value in them is not using them. The value of them is letting them compound year after year.
So that is the power of an HSA. You treat it like a normal investment account. You put money in there, you allow it to grow long term, and you handle other medical expenses in a separate account so that money in your HSA can compound and grow to huge amounts by the time either you're doing an early retirement or even a regular retirement.
So for us, what we've done with all of those receipts is that we've scanned each and every one of them and we've uploaded them to the cloud. And at some point, if we need the money, we will go to those receipts and submit for reimbursements through our HSA. But we don't have any plans on doing that. What we're gonna do with our HSA is we're gonna allow our HSA to compound for the next 20 years. And by the time we're age 65, which is in about 20 years, that HSA money will be astronomical and we'll pull from it just like a traditional IRA. You see, when you put together your FIRE plan, you're gonna have all of these accounts working in the background, and your HSA, that is gonna be a very powerful account. So strategically, when you set them up, keep these types of things in mind.
So that is a summary of an HSA account, the triple tax benefits associated with an HSA account, and all of the hacks associated with an HSA account also. If you are looking for FIRE or you are looking to achieve FIRE, you have to think creatively and you have to think outside of the box. Like we said, so many people that have access to an HSA plan don't even use it. And for those people that use an HSA plan, they're not even properly investing in it. They're just using it as a regular savings account. So if you're looking to achieve FIRE, you should definitely look into an HSA account for you to invest in. And of course, if you like this video, make sure you give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and join the journey.